I'm Dr. Shivabalan, Assistant Professor, Department of Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering to Amity University. So today I am going to present a small topic on the subject of ship construction. My presentation is on welding defects. Layout of my presentation consists of objective of this lecture. So welding defects. Welding defects means always while doing the welding some defects will be there. So we are going to see about these welding defects. Then introduction. In the part of introduction, how the welding will do, and while doing the welding how the defects will come. All those preliminary things we will discuss in the welding introduction. Then about the welding, brief about the welding. Then welding defects, detailed welding defects. What are the welding defects possible while doing the welding, and how its causes, and what are the remedies for the particular welding defects. Those things we will discuss in detail. Objective of this course is to understand the definition and cause of welding defects. Second one is to suggest possible remedies associated with the individual welding defects. Introduction about the welding defects. Performance and longevity of welding structure in service depends on the presence or absence of the welding defects. If welding defects is there, means the lifetime of the weld material or weld joint will be reduced. We can't create a welding 100% without any defects. That is quite impossible. Improper welding parameters or wrong welding procedures sometimes we have chosen, means that will create the welding defects. And welding defects, if it is there on the material, that will affect the entire structure. Suppose you are doing a thick welding, or suppose you are welding a 16 millimeter thickness plate, it has some welding defects, then we have to remove the entire plate. In that case the loss will be more while the defects occur. A defective weldment fail under the service condition. It may fail at any time. That is the reason. So that will affect the entire structure of the structure. Means, for example, suppose you are using welding for the ferrous based material, means steel welding in the case of vessel construction. In a plate some cracks or any kind of welding defects, that will reduce the lifetime of the vessel. Before going to the welding defects, I will give the definition of the welding. So process of joining two similar or dissimilar material by heat or pressure, or both the things, both the heat and the pressure, by using filler material to achieve a defectless joint, that is called as the welding. Okay, joining of material. Next, what is welding defects? So welding defects, suppose we are doing joining two parent material, ferrous based material. Some, in that case you can do some arc welding. So with the arc welding we can join the ferrous based two material. In that case we can use some filler rods. Okay, suppose some error, some additional voltage or low voltage, or some additional oxygen, more oxygen content present in the atmosphere. In that case the molten welding material may mix with the oxygen or react with the oxygen. It forms some oxide, ferrous oxide. So that oxide, suppose some small particle, oxide particle, or it is mixed with the welding, so that may create some defects on the weld material. So defects, these defects, if it is below some limit we can accept that. If it is beyond some limit we have to reject the entire weldment. This slide shows the percentage of failure due to welding. The 41% is poor process condition, 32% is operator error, and 12% wrong techniques we might have chosen for material with respect to the material, and 10% incorrect consumables, and 5% bad weld grooves. So these are the percentage wise we can segregate the percentage of error which may occur during the time of welding. Suppose we have done some welding, so some error is there, some fault is there, or defects is there in the joint. We came to know that some defects, some small cracks. All the cracks we cannot reject. Small crack, a minute crack means we can some cases we can accept that. So with respect to the life cycle of the joint, some small cracks we can, minor cracks we can accept in some cases, but not in all cases we can't accept the welding defects. Suppose in some cases it is beyond some limit, means we can reject the weld joint. That is the first thing. Second thing, some corrective action, why these defects came. So with that, some analysis, some kind of some analysis we can do, and we can we can take some corrective action. And another case, third case, suppose it can be repairable, the welding joint can be repairable, means we can do some repair work, or the finally the repairable means which procedure we can do. Some standard procedures are there how to repair it. So based on that, we have to repair the weld joint, and again we can use the weld joint. How to evaluate the welding defects? Some evaluation techniques should be there to evaluate the welding defects. So welding, while doing welding, some cases, some possibilities of welding defects will be there. So in that weld defects, how will you evaluate that welding defects? There are two techniques are there, two methods are there, means standards are specified. One is the International Institute of Welding Standards, second one American Society for Testing and Material. So these are the two standards we can analysis or evaluate the welding defects. With respect to IIW standards, there are 5 standards, 5 different colors are given for the defects. So first one is the black, second one is the blue, then third one is the green, then brown and red. So these contain some definition for welding defects and remedies. Okay, that we will discuss in the next slide. Under black, it is a homogeneous weld or a weld with a few small scattered gas cavities. It is allowed with a small cavities. Under blue, a very slight variation from the homogeneous, it's a light variation from the homogeneity, and in the form one or more following defects may be there, one or more, either it may be some cavity or sinkage cavity or slag inclusion or undercut. Either these 4, out of these 4, any 1 or 2 may be there in the case of blue. So green also similar to blue. In the case of green, a slight variation from the homogeneity in the form of 1 or more following defects. So here gas cavity, sinkage cavity, slag inclusion, undercut and incomplete penetration also there in this under green. Okay, next with the brown, a marked evaluation with respect to the homogeneity of the weld, a marked deviation is there. So with the following defects, one is the gas cavity, then sinkage cavity, slag inclusion, undercut, incomplete penetration and lack of infusion. So in the case of red, is a gross deviation from the homogeneity in the form of 1 or more of the following defects. So gas cavity, again gas cavity is there, sinkage cavity, slag inclusion, undercut, incomplete penetration and some cracks also there in the case of red. As per ASTM standard, some of the weld defects are allowed and some of the weld defects are not allowed. So these are the categories. So some weld defects are not allowed, like sinkage or crack, then lack of fusion, then burnt earth and elongated porosity. So these are the things not allowed in the case of ASTM standard. And the defects, some of the defects are allowed. So incomplete penetration up to the level 2, slag inclusion up to level 3, then undercut up to the level 4. And porosity, coarse scattered porosity up to level 2, cluster porosity up to level 3, fine scattered porosity up to level 4. So these are the things, these are the small defects allowed as per ASTM standard. With respect to IIW documents, they classified the welding defects with some categories according to their appearance or according to their nature or according to their geometry or according to some physical parameters. So they are classified into some categories. So first one is the cracks. So is the major defects. So it's a crack, it may be a hot one or it may be a cold one, that we will see in the later slides. And cavity includes blowholes, porosity, sinkage in pipes, etc. Then incomplete fusion and penetration, that is the third one. So incomplete fusion may not occur in a properly, or the penetration may not reach up to the down end of the parent material. So these are the classification. The same thing again continue: solid inclusion, then imperfect shape, then miscellaneous defects. So these are the defects or weld defects is possible, means, or it categorized under that also small welding defects may be there. So these are the classification as per IIW. So this is the second classification of weld defects based on the visual, purely based on the visual thing. So if the weld defects are visual, able to see, then it's called visual defects, or surface. If it is visual, means it has to be there in the surface of the weld, or so that's why it's called as surface weld defects. And it is another one category, external defects. This happen outside of the welding. So what are those things means? So first one is the surface cracks, then overlaps, undercuts, underfills, excessive penetration, surface porosity, excessive spatter, and arc strikes. So these are the weld defects. Those things we can able to visualize while seeing the weld. So that's why these are comes under the category of visual defects, or surface weld defects, or external defects. Some defects we cannot able to see after the welding happen. So like lack of fusion, lack of penetration, subsurface blowholes, shrinkage cavity, slag inclusion. So these are the welding defects we cannot see once the weld is happened. So with direct visualization. So that's why these weld defects are called, categorized as hidden defects, subsurface weld defects, or internal defects. So these are the internal defects. It happen inside the welding, or inside the molten material, or in between the parent material of the weld. So now see the weld defects one by one. First one is the cracks in this slide. So what are the causes for the weld cracks, and also the remedies are discussed in this slide. And before going to the cause and remedy, so first, what is the cracks? It's a cracks means the most danger compared with the all welding defects. It's the thickness. It's like our hair thickness only. If maybe it is in the figure, we can see that over the weld there is a crack, a minute crack. So what happened means, once after continuous usage of the material, continuous usage of this joint, the life cycle of the joint may be reduced because of this crack propagation. Once this crack keep on increases, the length of the crack increases, one time the crack may be damage the entire structure. So this may happen due to the poor ductility of the base material, high carbon and sulfur content. So sulfur is the initiative of the crack. If the sulfur content of the parent material have beyond a particular limit, it itself initiate or support the cracks. Suppose a minor crack is there on the material, and the sulfur content is more on the same parent material, means this crack propagation will easily occur, means the sulfur content will initiate or help this cracks effect. Then high concentration stresses, if the stress concentration is more, particularly in the case of the vessel, ship in the region of shear strike, the stress concentration is more. So that's why we are using the more thickness plate on the stress concentrated area, particularly in the heel plate and the shear strike, etc. So if the stress concentration is more, that itself creates some small cracks. Once upon a time, if the life cycle is more and more, the cracks thickness may be increased, so that may be break the structure. Then electrode with high hydrogen content. So these are the causes for the cracks. Now we will see the remedies for the cracks. So first one is the preheating of the material. Then manganese sulfur ratio is minimum 18%. Use low hydrogen electrode. Avoid rapid cooling. So once you are cooling the material, you are allowed to cool the material after the welding in a rapid way means, so the material become harder and harder, and that may initiate some cracks. Small crack may easily occur in the joint. So that's why we should avoid the rapid cooling of the material. So even there is a chance of rapid cooling, we have to protect the weld joint from the atmosphere. Based on the happening of the cracks, we can divide the cracks into two. First one is the hot crack, second one is the cold crack. So hot cracks, first we will see the hot cracks. Cracks in the weld that occur just after the welds are completed, just after the weld is completed. The welding zone have some particular temperature. After some time also the temperature rapidly, slowly it has to cool to the normal level. So we have to allow the joint to cool very slow rate. So that time immediately these cracks may be happen. So causes of these cracks, high residual stresses in the material. There may be a chance of high residual stresses may be there inside the material, because the material steel plate, for example, suppose we are using the steel plate for the vessel construction. The steel plate is prepared or it is formed in some procedures, some techniques in the industry, steel industries. In the steel industry, it will be transported to the track, and from the track it will be transported to the dry dock. In the dry dock for a long time it will be stored. In the dry dock also it is unloaded by the crane and it is stacked in the particular location. When it is required, that time it will be transported and it will be taken to the construction purpose. So during this time, during this period, it is crossing a too much distance, and a number of times it will be loaded and unloaded. Due to that, there may be a chance of formation of the residual stresses. If we not properly do some relieving techniques, means removing these residual stresses. Suppose you are using the material without relieving these residual stresses, means this may create some cracks in the material. Then low weld ductility, too high welding current, the welding current is more, that may create some hot cracks. And high thickness of workpiece, so that is another cause for the hot cracks. Then high ratio of sulfur and phosphorus. So these are the things may create the hot cracks in the welding. And prevention, how we prevent the hot cracks, the controlling the composition of the material. So we have to control the composition, or we have to choose based on the composition of the material, using filler material with the proper composition and low tensile strength, and preheat the material. So these are the preheating is the major thing before doing the welding, that will avoid most of the welding defects, and also control the current or voltage of the transformer. That is the another thing to control major welding defects. Next is the cold cracks. So it may happen after long time of the welding. While doing the welding, what happened means the parent material are molted, and in the molten region, suppose you are joining to base material or parent material by butt joint, what will happen means the corner we have to prepare, the edge preparation we have to do, and doing the welding, what will happen means the corner point, means the edge of the parent material may be melted, it will be melted and it will be in the molten level, and there you are putting the filler material for filling the gap. It is a liquid stage and at a high temperature. What will happen? You have to allow for a slow cool rate. After cooling, after it comes to the normal level, means that solidified solid state, these cracks may be happens. That's why it is called as cold crack. It may occur after 2 days of the welding also. So causes hydrogen pickup during the welding. So while doing the welding, so hydrogen pickup is there, means so that will create the cold cracks. And these are the sources of hydrogen. So these, if hydrogen content is more, hydrogen content is there in the molten, it is sacked during the time of welding or picked up during the time of welding, the cold crack may be happen. The prevention method, controlling the welding parameters, proper preheating, reduce the diffusion of the hydrogen and ensure no moisture is there, and post welding treatment. Also stress relief. After welding, immediately we have to do some stress releasing methods, okay, like annealing, normalizing, and hardening, tempering, etc. All these are the material processing methods. So that will improve the one side, that will improve the characteristics of the material and also the strength. It will avoid some defects that may happen after the welding also. So next is the porosity. So porosity means while doing the welding, some gases may be mixed with the molten material. Suppose that gas particle may be present inside the molten material or inside the weld joint. What will happen means, after some time, during the time of solidification, it may escape from the weld joint. Okay. So what will happen means, it will create some holes or it will create some bubble kind of things, or it will create some porous kind of thing at the surface of the weld joint. So that is called as porosity. So next, so the porosity may happen due to the workpiece or electrode contains or contaminated with high sulfur or carbon, excessive moisture or rust or scale, oil, grease, etc., atmospheric gases and fast solidification rate. So these are the causes for the creating the porosity. Then prevention, how we prevent this porosity is preheat or maintain proper arc length and use low hydrogen electrode, then use recommended procedure for backing and storing the electrode, clean joint surface, adjacent surfaces. So these are the prevention method of porosity. So next is the undercut. So undercut means while doing the welding, suppose you have prepared the edge joint, etc., we are doing the welding, suppose same arc welding, suppose you are doing, means once welding happen, one run or two runs it is happen, after that we can see that the nearby surface of the parent material, there may be a cavity or undercut, there may be a holes kind of things may be formed, canal kind of things may be formed. So that is called as undercut. So why this will happen due to maybe some welding parameters or some parent material behavior or material property, etc. So that we will see in the next slide. So causes for this undercut, high welding current and arc voltage, so that is the major thing, and incorrect electrode and long arc length, etc. So these are the causes for the undercut. Then prevention, we can prevent this by use of prescribed welding current or for electrode size, then adjust the electrode angle. So this is another thing, and correct travel speed. We have to travel the electrode at a correct rate. So that is the another thing to control the undercut. So next is the overlap. So overlap means it is the extra projection. So why we are doing the weld joint means, if we are doing the same joint, we can make the same joint with the help of a rivet. But in the case of, it will be projected outside, but in the case of welding, there should not be any projection, there won't be any projection will be there, fine, same level of parent material, we can make the weld joint. So if this error is there, like this, like overlaps is there means, it will be that projection will be over the surface of the parent material. So this will create error. It is handling also, it's a problem. In the case of vessel construction, ship construction, that will create some additional resistance to the vessel. So these are the causes and the prevention for this overlapping. So current too low, too large deposition of single run, the deposition amount is more means this may happen, and longer arc length also is the another thing for create cause for this one, and slow arc travel speed. The slow arc travel speed means the deposition amount will be more, so that may be happen. So prevention method, proper welding techniques you have to use, then use proper size of electrode, we have to choose the proper size of electrode. So this slide shows the lack of penetration. So lack of penetration means the bottom end, we can see that the bottom, it is not, the weld is not reached, molten material is not reached up to the bottom of the parent material. So this is called lack of penetration. So these are the causes and prevention of lack of penetration. So root cap is too small. If you are maintaining the root cap is very small, then penetration is less. The high welding speed, if you are moving the welding rod with the high speed, then it may be, this may be happen. Low heat input and too large electrode diameter. Then prevention, proper joint penetration, proper heat input or weld speed, use suitable size of electrode. So these are the things to prevent this penetration problems. Lack of fusion. So lack of fusion may be happened. So the parent material is not properly melted. So in that case, the lack of fusion may occur. So it is also one of the defects of welding. So it may create it may affect the strength of the weld. The causes and prevention of these things are low welding current, excess welding speed, unfavorable heat input. Then prevention, we can maintain the proper current. If you are maintaining the proper current and welding speed, we can avoid these defects. Then proper cleaning of each bed. So these are the two things, main things we have to maintain while doing the welding to prevent this welding defects. Spatter. So spatter means it's like a small bubble kind of things. It is formed over the mold, the weld joint. So this it is kind of, it's a particle thrown out during the welding and stick to the base material surface along the length of the base material. Causes for this spatter is excessive arc current, excessive long arc, then improper shield gases, electrode coated with improper flux ingredients, damp electrodes. So these are the causes for this spatters. And prevention, correct welding current types and size of electrode usage, correct proper arc length can easily be removed either by hairbrush or by washing itself. We can remove this spatter problems. The next defect is the underfill. So this after the over the weld joint there is a cavity kind of things, it is formed. So that is called as underfill. So in this class we have seen the fundamental of welding and light small introduction about the welding and the welding defects. What are the possible welding defects and causes and remedies we have discussed. And most of the things happen, most of the welding defects happen due to the non-proper maintaining of the current and or the voltage of the weld transformer or the edge preparation. Some of the weld defects may be happen due to the parent material preparations, etc. So if you are properly maintain the parent material, properly doing the surface finishing of the parent material or surface cleaning of the parent material, we can avoid the weld defects. Thank you.